Aliyev of Azerbaijan is in blue. Good judo yesterday, Dennis. We enjoy ourselves. We always do enjoy ourselves anyway. We talk about the intricacies of what happens in there, the fight game itself. It's not just about walking out there, is it, and getting on with the fight. It's not just the physical preparation, but the mental preparation as well.
Yeah, and I like what we just discussed at a Grand Prix, where maybe not everybody who's competing here is like a top 10 seeded, or most of them aren't. And you can see that they're, I don't know, it's less tactics maybe. Everybody feels like, okay, if I want to achieve something, I have to give everything. And so that gave us yesterday a bit real open matches.
But I think, don't you, with the way that the edge play is playing out, that not so many chances there of Shido's, not to play for Shido's on the edge, and also the fact that the transitions, we've got the transition possibilities, which make a massive difference. If they're letting it go on and they're not shouting mate all the time, makes a big difference. It's about continuity. The continuous from sometimes out of the Nevasa situation. If both athletes stand up, that is not mate, but it just keeps on going. Because why call mate? Yeah, and if it goes out, comes back in, goes back out, comes back in.
It feels really natural. So it's like a new rule. But it feels real natural, like it was always like this. Yeah, and certainly for me, you have a look at the ethos of judo, and Jigoro Kano wanted the flow. He'd always talked about flow and the fact that, I love that. Yeah. When you spoke to him.
I did. I had a little chat just before we came on, actually, Funny you should say that. There's a lot of Jigoro Kanos out there, though, isn't there? If you think about judo.
Well, sometimes, you speak to them, so like, Kano said this and Kano said that, and I'm like,
and I just fell into the trap. I take all of that back.
No, but I think one of the most important things is that also Kano thought, like, what was the idea of judo? But one of the most important things was randori. Yeah.
It was. As much a part as the kata, actually. Yes. Kata is important for the... Oh, lovely. That's a great score.
Good score.
That was. Uranagi, well, give an hip on there. They might have a little look just to see the landing. I'm not quite sure about the landing. And then... they gave it to Aliyev there, and I don't see that. I thought that was Nan's.
No, but I want to see if it's hip on or not.
I don't think so. I think it'll go onto the shoulder. It'll be Wazari and then changed to Nen. I'm thinking.
No, okay, so
they've not given it.
And we saw this also yesterday a few times. Can we see the replay? No,
we can't do it at the moment. It's a shame because that was a prime example, wasn't it? Of
no, but then again, if we have an argument about it and you don't know for sure, then I think the best thing is just to give no score.
Yeah, me too.
And this could be
looking for the
Yuko on the board.
Nice one from Nen. I'm particularly interested in Nen. I think he's got real potential for Great Britain, and he's one that could go far. And
to be honest, because for years and years, especially the British male team wasn't there, and now you have yesterday with Young,
one or two.
You have this junior world champion, I think, and it's also
junior European champion,
something like that. Yeah, so you see a few
coming through,
few names coming through,
and that's and it's great to see and nice to see, and of course what happens there, Dennis. As soon as one does it, then everybody believes. They get that self-belief in there.
Meanwhile, the Yuko
was to the Azeri, not to Nan. Aliyev.
Yeah, but from the other side, it looked like he countered him a bit, but no, it was definitely a score for the Azeri.
Well, there's definitely that arm over the top there, getting the reaction that he wants from Aleyev. 45 seconds to keep the pressure up here. Aleyev definitely on the retreat a little bit. Possibility of a second Shido here for Aleyev, because he definitely is in defensive mode. He's on the run.
Well, go on.
So Nen, absolutely desperation here now, trying to get this back. Definite Shido now, but it's come too little too late, because that will be 6 seconds before the end of the contest. Yes, just that too little too late there. Nairn couldn't quite get the score.
And a frustrating fight for Nairn. I think there was more for him in this fight. But in the end, it's Aleyev who's through to the next round.
Yes, what have we got now? Just looking, Parletti, 81 kilograms. That's the brother, I think. Up against Gill, that's mat 2. Vasquez Fernandez of Spain up against Scherer of Israel, happening on mat 3. We'll stay on this one just for a little while to see how this 73 kilograms unfolds. Borositim of Brazil up against Ogrzek of Slovenia. Left-handed fighter, Rositin. Looking for the Sianagi, just trying to create that little bit of space to come in there. But both of them trying to do the same technique. It's going to be a Shido for Ogrzek. Right the way in. That's what he was looking for. Yes, this time left-handed. So he can go both ways. You were saying that yesterday, Dennis, that I think what you loved about was it Bulgarian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his changes of direction and change of technique, that was nice. Nice little tip there from Ogrzek. Now, can he get the leg out? Why did the Japanese take that leg out so easily?
because they're really flexible in their hips and in their lower back.
It's incredible, isn't it? And not percentage-wise, probably you could go 95% of the time that leg will come out, if not more.
Yeah, they always like make good use of the upper body. They always control it, and then you see the hips coming up. They're flexible from
like a knife through butter, right? So.
And I also think that they put a lot of time in it.
Yeah.
They
make
do
it look easy, right?
and over and over and over again. And that's just something, uchikomi. But to put like hours and hours of work in one specific newaza thing, it's difficult for people. Well, but you see like how easy they win a lot of fights with it.
When people say,
worth it.
You made that look easy, and then I always think of somebody saying, well, I had to work really hard to make that look easy.
Yeah, it looks easy because I put a lot of time in it. Yeah. And now because we get more and more time in Newaza, but because that's what I saw at the Cadet World Championships and Junior World Championships, you see that more countries are putting a lot of time and energy in Newaza, especially the transitions. So it will change. We will see more Newaza specialists. Because I think a lot of them were like, what's the point? Because you never get time for it. And then we saw the Japanese every time winning with this one or two techniques.
It's lapel, turnover, it's same one, same one time and time again, all the way through. And actually it was nice at the cadets, wasn't it, that we saw at the cadets, all the young coaches, like you said, they're putting the time in now to teach them. A bit unpolished at the cadets, but that comes. Oh yes, ooh, very low.
100% effort, and
nothing at the end of it. Yeah, good defence actually from Ograzek.
Nice Koichi.
It's just that little skip across, isn't it? That little skip across, action reaction, that pulling action with the hands there, and just flick that foot away.
They both have some real good judo skills, but just not enough to throw their opponent. So a lot of effort, but still no score.
Nearly saw a massive Osodogeishi there.
Yeah, well, he tried it a few times before, but the entry is okay, but then there's no following up.
No. Big possibility of the counter, of course.
Yeah, but also especially with a throw like that. You need to have this defense from your opponent. The stiffer he stands, when you get in, you feel like, oh man, like you're run into a wall.
Yeah.
And then most of the time you're just scared and you just let go because I will never break his balance.
But if you make a readjustment,
because then it will be then you will skyrocket somebody.
I always think that when I see Abe Ifumi, I see him when he comes in and it looks totally. And Ono was the same, look at off balance, as an example to youngsters, you go, no, don't do this, right? But actually, the power element then and the readjustment.
That's what I think. It's Ogrisek who wins. That's why he lost, I think, against the guy from Tajikistan. because that was like the one who did not stand fierce straight up, but no, he became glue. Like, no, he became jelly. Like, okay, you're coming, and I'm not going to give you this wall, what you need to explode. No, I just go with and rolled him over. That was exactly the other way around.
Yeah, the opposite.
But yeah, you have to be very skillful for it.
That was the score that won it for Ogrezek there. Cianegi coming off the opposite shoulder. So now we've got Abel Schauser of Germany up against Luca Rebecca of Italy. Again, massive Italian, you know, and some of these Italians are new Italians that I haven't seen before, and they just keep putting them out.
Yep. And when you know them, one is better than the other one, but they all have like some sort of, how do you say, ground level. Where you see, if you see an Italian fight, then you see
get
like
smashed, are they?
No, they're always good in ashiwaza, good with the feet, good in moving around, know how where they are on the tatami.
It's not a good experience if you're out there and you get smashed, is it? You know, that's not a good experience. But if you're out there and, like you say, you've got that ground level that you can stand up and you're going to go time, possibly, or chance of winning. I mean, look what happened yesterday with the French in kilograms. I mean, you wouldn't have written that. That's going to score, is it? Just about. Are they going to score? That was right on the limit there for the what they've been scoring with the Yuko. And I think that the only thing that I can possibly say about the rules as they are at the moment, I think they all seems to be going in the right direction.
Yeah, you go.
Is that they've got to sort that lower bit out, a bit more precise. And I always think of it, Dennis, that was just side, wasn't it? I always think of it as them having to teach it to lower level referees and you know, teach them where the line is. And if they don't know.
No, but for me this was really obvious.
Yeah, no, that was obvious. But
like,
we saw some yesterday.
This possibly would be Yuko also.
But we saw
20
yesterday,
years ago.
didn't we? That
A few ones.
And we go,
Yeah, but because it's the same name. Yuko is the same name as it was, but
it has different values.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Value, yeah, sure. And that was the problem, wasn't it? That we had when you had the Wazari and no Yuko there. I mean, people were going, well, that's the old Coca. Yeah. Two old Cocas make a Nippon. That's not right. And I agree with them. You know, it wasn't right. That's why. But I think they have to get that bottom bit of the Yuko sorted, because I don't think there's a line there. There's too much of a grey area. I think, anyway. I mean, I've talked to a couple of the referees, and they go, don't know whether to give it or not.
Nippon scored by Rebecca. Yeah, okay. So, there is a grey area, but then again, I see somebody in a black suit standing there. So we are a refereeing sport, and I think with all the video analysis, everything what we have, the referees on the side, I think the amount of fighters that walk off, the wrong winner walks off the tatami, it's like diminished.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a lot more. So it's almost
because of the penalties.
No, because we can watch it over and over again. So if there's a score, then at least a few people are watching it over and over again. So there's the chance of the wrong winner walking off the tatami is almost zero, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that is really that's really better. So you know when we had like those 3 referees and they had to make the decision, and so because it's a refereeing sport, we will always have discussion. Because you know, if you run 100 meters on time, that's quite obvious. You know, and you just see it.
I had the final of the Olympic Games and the final of the World Championships, hand tie.
Yeah.
3 judges decide.
Decide.
or not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
and, you know, and then still, you know, because then it's Hantai, and well, we don't have the Hantai anymore, but then still, you know, the judges have to decide. Now, you know, sometimes we completely miss it. Well, this one we don't miss. This is quite clear. So there's a lot of judgment going on, and of course we will have this discussion about if it's a Yuko or not.
Yeah.
Because with this tiny bit, they give Yuko, and then the next fight we see exactly the same, and it's no Yuko.
They don't give it.
Yeah, but that's like that's the part of the refereeing,
Sure.
what we have in our sports. And if it goes the right way, you're happy. If it goes the other way, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if it's your guy, it's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you just leave the...
Exactly, yeah. That's it,
Well,
yeah.
thank
Not making
you.
a comment about
Just
that.
Run.
That's our prerogative, though, isn't it, to make that? We're the... well, was an ippon given for that there from Bunjik. Watch this.
Yeah, well... Yeah,
And it was an own?
Well, it was a hook with right.
Yeah.
And so this is part of the discussion. But in my opinion, maybe they'll change it, maybe not. I saw with his right foot, he hooked. Wazari, okay. Yeah. So, but eventually they give a score. Stop doing these techniques.
Yeah.
No, really. Yeah, because it gets you in the injury.
Sacrifice. I just did this lesson a couple of weeks ago. The one, you know, this Kataguruma. That's why I said to you yesterday, watch out. This Kataguruma. Well, in the end, people are doing the transitions, and they'll kill it dead. While same with the Tomonagi and the Sumigeshi. Always, you know, when people are panicking, throw one in.
And now, you know, if you make the Tomonage or the Sumigeshi, and that's another Wazari.
Ippon, is it? Oh no, it's a Wazari back. I thought. Yeah, no, it's clearly Wazari, wasn't it? But wow, he's brought that back.